Welcome to the Barter Edge Podcast, your insider guide to smarter business, bigger networks, and better ways to trade. We're here to share real stories, expert tips from different industries, and fresh ideas to help you grow your business using the power of Bartercard. So welcome to another episode of the Barter Edge. I'm here with another Bartercard royalty with Mike Caladine, the senior franchise owner with Venue Smart. And Venue Smart help businesses save money with their transaction fees and point of sale for e-commerce and EFTPOS terminals. And Venue Smart is the preferred payments partner with Bartercard Network. And Mike, can you please introduce yourself and share a bit of your history with Bartercard, because you've been around Bartercard for quite a while.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for that generous introduction. Yeah, look, I started with Bartercard way back in August 1991. I was actually the first person to take Bartercard to market in the Brisbane area. So a few of my career highlights, I was promoted to National Sales Manager, I think around 95. But Bartercard continued its global expansion. And so I had the honour of becoming the International Sales Manager in around 2000. That was shortly after Andrew Fedorowski was promoted to Managing Director and then of Bartercard International, and then I became the International Sales Manager. We work quite closely together, and we supported operations in around 19 different countries over that space of time. So after that, I was involved with the Coin project, and we registered 40,000 businesses in 2 years. And about 2 years ago, I took on, at the time, what was called a master franchise with a payments company called Venue Smart. So now we're called senior franchisees or franchisors, and I think that's all because we're starting to get a little bit older, right? But what that means is that we can grow a team. So I've got a team of franchisees right across the country that are dedicated to providing incredible service and assisting businesses to reduce expenses and improve efficiencies on accepting payments in any form.
I love that. And I've heard from you some of the results that you've been able to get for some of your clients, including some of your Bartercard clients. But what made you and Venue Smart want to partner with Bartercard as the preferred payment solution?
Oh, good question. Okay, so I've been working with and listening to Bartercard merchants and small business owners for more than 3 decades. And overwhelmingly these days, I'm hearing that business is damn tough, right? The owners generally work the longest hours. They take all the risk, and that they get paid last, if there's any money left, when everything else is paid. So I've got a way to save businesses with very minimal effort to save them a lot on processing. For example, with EFTPOS, we can generally save a business somewhere between 15 and 25% against their normal providers, like Tyro or any of the major banks. But most of my clients now have decided that they're not paying fees anymore, and they're passing on a very small surcharge to the customers, and in some cases saving them tens of thousands of dollars every year. And that might be the difference of keeping all the employees or having to let somebody go.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. And it's that big picture thinking. It's the trying to future-proof your business as well, because business is tough. Expenses are rising. Getting good team members is challenging. You don't want to take them for granted either. So Venue Smart really does help with the flow-on effect of business as well. It's not just a payment solution, is it?
Yeah, well, unlike most payment solutions, or I think any out there, it's not just the savings, right? At Venue Smart, if you've got a problem, we've got a solution and you've got somebody to talk to, right? So with my customers, if anything sort of plays up, they're going to give me a call. I'm not a tech, but I can always steer them in the right direction to get it resolved as quickly as possible. I mean, the equipment that we use, this is our latest payment terminal, okay? Now this little guy has got a 10-hour battery life, okay? The old black Ingenicos that are around, sometimes they've got less than a 5-minute battery life. So they're built-in redundancies. If something ever goes wrong, a technician can actually remote in, run a diagnostic, and find out what the issue is. If it's completely gone, we can take all of our franchises have spare terminals. So I can take this terminal to a malfunctioning merchant, use the camera within here, scan this barcode, and it'll set itself up to be your replacement terminal, going into the same bank account, processing just as normal within about half an hour. Okay.
Wow, because I remember in times being in business when the things malfunction.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, there's no solution for that sort of thing. And that could cost a business a lot of money. Even a nail salon that I used to go to, they couldn't update their machine because of some weird contract that they were in. And they could only accept cash. And they were like, most people are walking away, or people have come in, got their nails done, and then just walked off. Yeah, I'm going to the bank, and then they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And so because that needs to be fixed so quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. And these machines are much more reliable than anything else that's ever been. But not only that, if the Wi-Fi goes down, okay,
Yeah.
they've got a tri-SIM. So if the Wi-Fi goes down, the machine will detect who's got the strongest signal from Optus, Vodafone and Telstra, and automatically switch to that SIM so that you're transacting with far, far, far less downtime.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds like it would be a great solution for people that do events with merchandise and all of that sort of thing as well, because I know I've been in a position where we've got the terminal, but it has to be connected to one of our phone's Wi-Fi.
Sure.
And some of the places that we had those events, they had very low signal.
Yep.
And then it causes all of these issues. And if you walk away, then it's attached to your phone and you've got your phone on you, then people can't make transactions. So I've seen the ugly side of what can go wrong with that sort of thing. Now, what are some of the key advantages for businesses engaging in Bartercard and then also partnering with Venue Smart?
Okay, well, look, Bartercard's always been about reducing business expenses, and Venue Smart's the same, only it specialises in payments, right? So FPOS is a real easy example. By changing out a machine, upgrading a machine, then exposing yourself to better service than you've ever experienced and lower fees, it's got to have a positive impact onto the business, right? But it's not just FPOS. We do reoccurring payments. So if you're a business that sends out invoices, we can help you. We've got an automatic invoice system that'll actually act as a debt collector for you without engaging a staff member. If you've got a website or take e-commerce payments in any form, we can provide better solutions than Stripe or PayPal at far less costs. Right? We've even got the ability to turn an Android mobile phone into a payments mechanism for the tradies, right? So they can tap and go on their mobile phone and get paid without the terminal rental.
That's incredible. And how much time and money is that going to be saving businesses from someone having to manually do invoicing and follow up payments and, getting back from a hard day's work out on the tools, and then you've got to sit down and do 2 hours of invoicing.
Yep.
And then you've got to wait for that money to come in. You're on the spot. You just tap and pay like you would if you were going to buy a coffee or going to any sort of store. It's an amazing value add for everyone in business.
And Bartercard merchants are too busy to be getting home and then chasing debts at night, right? Leave it to an automated system. Yep.
Yep. Now, you have been around Bartercard for a long time and you've got a lot of different stories. Mike, you've come in and done some training with the team recently, which was just absolutely amazing. what would be your favourite Bartercard story?
Oh, look, to me, Bartercard's filled with highlights. I mean, some of the opportunities that I've had to travel and support our international operations, I believe I've worked in every single office throughout the Bartercard world, throughout the Bartercard history, right? So that's been an honour. It was a privilege to run our international sales conferences all over the world at exotic locations once a year. But one of the favourite Bartercard stories has actually happened this year, when I heard that Andrew Fedorowski had been reappointed as CEO of the Bartercard Group. And that gave me the assurance that we're in good hands, that the future is very, very solid for the Bartercard community.
Yeah, it is amazing. The energy, the things that have happened since then as well. Like there's a really big flow-on effect. What about another story around some client results, some Bartercard members?
Okay, let's take a couple of examples of Bartercard members utilising Venue Smart. Within a kilometre of here, actually probably 500 metres, there's a Bartercard member that's a tyre store. Should I mention its name, or
you can give them a shout out?
Well, they're just so marvellous to work with. It's Tyre Plus, just down the road a little bit.
So in West Burleigh.
In West Burleigh. Now they saved by switching to Venue Smart and passing on a very small surcharge. They've saved themselves, if I remember correctly, around $28,000, which has made sure that they could keep all of their staff. Okay. A bowling centre, the first bowling centre that that joined up with me with Venue Smart was Brian at Kilbulcher Bowl, another proud Bartercard merchant, and he's now saving well over $20,000 a year, and he's been able to refer me on to about 15 other bowling centres because he's so happy with the service and the savings.
That's amazing. And look, both of them amazing results for small businesses as well. Imagine what you would do if you're a business owner listening to this. What would you do with the potential of having an extra $20,000 in your cash flow? Like, what's it going to do for you, your family, your team? What are you going to be able to afford to do that you've been saying no to just by switching providers and getting a much better deal?
Yeah, even if you don't surcharge, we can still inject new money, new cash flow into your business almost straight away. And it's still going into your same bank account. We offer a 7-day, every single day settlement, right? And all that changes is we've upgraded the machine, right? And savings for you.
Amazing. And it does look a lot better than a lot of the terminals that I've seen around. Look, with Bartercard, there are a lot of industries that do incredibly well. And you've dealt with a lot of different industries that have come into Bartercard. What do you think are the perfect types of business that do amazing from being in our network?
Yeah, sure. Look, as far as to suit Venue Smart?
More for Bartercard. So what businesses do really great out of Bartercard?
Oh, look, I think it's not really the industry or the business. It's the person behind the business that determines whether Bartercard's going to be a great fit for your business or not, right? I think there's examples of virtually every industry that I could think of that have done amazingly well out of Bartercard, and then there's ones that don't want to utilise the tools that they've got and maybe won't do quite so well.
Absolutely. It's all about that mindset. And I always think that to do really well from being a member, you've got to be open for opportunities. You've got to think outside the box. And our account managers, like the way that they help businesses open their eyes to opportunities and, you know, all of the different trading tips and things like that, it just I say it all the time, but I often feel like I've got steam coming out of my ears because I'm just like, that's such a brilliant way of doing business. But the business owner is essentially at the core of that, to whether they're willing to take the advice and try doing things differently, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if it's utilised correctly, Bartercard can definitely increase your sales. It can reduce your business expenses, and doing those two things has got to result in more profit. So utilise the tools and make a little bit more profit, right? And then with some extra savings, have a chat with Venue Smart as well.
Absolutely. Now, what would you say to someone who was on the fence about joining Bartercard?
What's the harm in giving it a try? Like if you've got the ability to generate a few more sales, you've got the capacity within your business, so you've got some downtime or some slow-moving stock. If you've got some ongoing realistic business expenses that you'd like to offset or reduce, and you'd like to make a little bit more profit, what's the harm in giving it a shot?
Amazing. Thank you for those words of wisdom, Mike. Now, talk to me again about Venue Smart. Tell me, what are you doing through Bartercard with Venue Smart?
Okay, so look, our margins are incredibly small. We have to rely on volume, but wherever we can, we're going to offer terminal rental on Bartercard, because that's a fixed fee of $33 per terminal, which we can offer to the Bartercard community as long as there's enough volume there, right? And generally, we're looking at volume of about 30,000 or more a month going through a machine. Okay.
Amazing. What an amazing way to be able to get more clients, but also to save more money and to have a better experience, that you've got the support and everything and the technology in these machines to get amazing results. Mike, it's been absolutely amazing having you on the podcast today, and I'm sure we will be speaking again with you soon.
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks for the invitation.
Thank you for being with us today and sharing your stories and expertise. If you want to find out how Bartercard can help your business, or if you want to be a guest on our future podcasts, contact our team at hello@bartercard.com. Make sure you tune in for our next episode of The Barter Edge.